Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Padmashri from SNS College of Engineering. Today I am going to explain the topic AlexNet architecture from the convolutional neural network architecture. So let's move on to the slide. So CNN architecture, convolutional neural network architecture. AlexNet is one of the example for the convolutional neural network architecture. Okay. The CNN network is also called as ConvNet. In short, we can call it as ConvNet. It is a class of neural network. It is mainly used in processing the data. It has a topology called a grid-like topology, such as an image. The digital image, if we take any digital image, is a kind of binary representation of visual data. So imagine there is a grid which contains a series of pixels which is arranged in a fashion, grid-like fashion. That each fashion that contains a pixel value. We would say the value is in the form of pixel, which denotes how bright and what color each pixel should be. This is the picture, like representation of an image which is in the form of a grid. So the picture that you are noticing is, is having a grid like structure. So you can see the in the grid we have enabled some of the block, and as a whole we could see the letter A, lowercase letter A. So this is a grid-like structure. So in order to enable this object, or you can say the picture, so we have a certain combination, which is the next side you could see here, which is a combination of a binary. So this is the binary representation of an image, which is generally displayed in the form of a grid, and it's represented in the form of pixels. So AlexNet architecture, as we already said, is one of the example, or it comes under the convolutional neural network. It was the first convolutional neural network architecture. It is used GPU to boost the performance. So AlexNet architecture totally consists of 5 convolutional layers, and it has 3 max polling layer and 2 normalization layer and 2 fully connected layer and 1 softmax layer. Okay, and each one second. So here after this we can see exactly what is. I'll show you the architecture of the AlexNet. So before we see the architecture, we'll just discuss about the convolutional. What is a convolutional layer, and max polling layer, normalization layer, and fully connected layer, softmax layers. Okay, so AlexNet architecture totally has 5 convolutional layer. So each convolutional layer, it consists of convolutional filters and a non-linear activation function. We say it is RELU. So the detailed explanation of what is RELU will also be discussed in the coming lecture series. So it has a 5 convolutional layer. So the main use of the convolutional layer. It just filters. Many filters are present in the convolutional layer, which filters the unwanted data, which is coming from the other end, or from the input side. So whichever data is needed, that alone will be transmitting to the next layer. Okay? So it mainly it has the filters, and it has RELU. As I said, is an activation function. There's the polling, you can say pooling layers are used to perform max pooling function. Then it has input size which is fixed due to the presence of fully connected layers. So all the input size of the input is fixed. The input size is mentioned. At most we have 224 into 224 into which is going to be the size, input size of the convolutional network. But due to some padding and which happens, it works out to be 227 into 227 into 3. This is a fixed input size of the AlexNet architecture. So overall AlexNet has 60 million parameters. So what we are seeing is the complete AlexNet architecture. Here, I said there are 5 convolutional layers. Some of the pooling, 3 pooling layer. Then FCs are nothing but fully connected max pooling layers, and at the end soft max layer I said, right? So this is the entire architecture. The detailed explanation about each and every layers will be discussed in the next video. So now I'll explain the overall how this architecture works. So you can see here this is the input side, and the soft max I said that is going to be the output. So the input size input you have convolutional layer one. It has just represented here. See total 224 into 224 into 3. So 224 into 24, and you can see the strides of 4, and this is the convolutional layer 1, and there are some filters which is present inside the convolutional layer. See, you need to be you need to remember that filters are present only in the convolutional layer. So what I said, see uh, you have strides here, and you can inside the convolution we have the filters to filter the unwanted irrelevant data from the other side. Okay, the next will be pooling layer. So you see you have a pooling, there are 48 something is mentioned here. So pooling layer, there are 3 pooling layer, pooling 1, pooling 2, and here you have one more pooling, pooling 3, which is represented as max pooling. So all these terms I'll be explaining in the next video. And the next is a convolutional layer 2, pooling layer 2, convolutional layer 3, pooling layer 3 is present, convolutional layer 4, convolutional layer 5. The end we have another pooling layer, and at the last we have 3 fully connected networks. So, see FC1, FC2 and FC3. 3 fully connected layers are present. At the end we have a softmax layer where we can say that is going to be the output of the AlexNet architecture. So for further more clarification of the architecture, see, this diagram will help you to understand more about what is the AlexNet architecture. See, we have the input which is in the form of grid. So you just remember that we already said we have a pixel or a binary representation of data. See, here is a grid which is going to be an input to the first convolutional layer. Next is a pooling layer, convolution layer 2, second pool layer 3, 4, 5, then pool layer 3. Next 3 will be the fully connected layer 1, 2, and third one we call it as the soft. So these are the layers present in the AlexNet architecture. The detailed explanation of each and every layer will be explained in my next video. Thank you.